Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my new and improved Void Knight Erasing Strike Void Cleave build. It is much stronger, feels a lot better than its previous version, and of course today we're going to look at gameplay, skills, passives, gear, and of course break down the character sheet. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Also, the advanced loot filter and the build planner is down there as well. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now the skills I'm going to be using are Void Cleave, Erasing Strike, Abyssal Echoes, Sigils of Hope, and Rive. Now Abyssal Echoes is going to trigger every single time we use Void Cleave, so we actually don't need it on our skill bar. So I'm going to replace it with Lunge, which is a great quality of life improvement, so you get a move skill without actually having to specialize in the tree for it. Now, just like my last iteration of this Void Cleave build, it is focused on crit multiplier. After you use Void Cleave, your next Erasing Strike will be a guaranteed crit, and on your Rive third attack, it is going to give you a kill threshold and a guaranteed crit. I've also changed it up where Sigils of Hope is an instant cast, so you don't have to stop to actually cast that skill, and they will auto trigger on some kills. All right, so let's show this off. Now this is empowered content. Okay, so we are not playing anything super easy. On top of that, after this, we will fight the Shade of Oribus, and then later, let's get some enemies up. I'll show you just how strong this build can be at the training dummy. Ready? Void Cleave, Erasing Strike. It's all dead. Anything close. Okay, let's get, come on, come and get, all you, come and get me. Ready? Void Cleave, Erasing Strike. Rive will also build up your mana and give you life back. It hits like a freight train. Come and get me. Come on, everyone come here. Wolves. Ready? That was really, really fast. Okay, let's fight the Shade of Oribus. Empowered Shade of Oribus. Let's see who we got. What's up, big boy? Miss me. So far, so good. Gotten some decent hits. Ooh. Miss me. Kind of face tanking. What? Let's get Sigils back up. Where'd you go? You shouldn't telegraph that hit, you know. You're dead. This means nothing. Let me show you how to recreate this build. Let's break down skills, and we're just going to go right down the line with Rive. Give you 1 second to screenshot it, and this is exactly how I run it on all of my builds. Moving on, you want 3 into Outburst, 1 into Overwhelm, 2 into Reclamation, 3 into Brutality, 1 into Coup de Grace, 5 into Flurry, 4 into Concentration, and 1 into Focus Strikes. Now, why do I like this skill so much? Okay, 1, it's AoE. It hits all enemies in the area. 2, it is a guaranteed crit, so you don't have to worry about crit chance. All you got to do is focus on crit multiplier. It will also give you leech, and it will give you kill threshold. Amazing free skill. And through the passives, it's going to give you more life and restore your mana. Great, great skill. Moving over to Erasing Strike, our big powerhouse. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, you want 3 into Dust to Wind, 3 into Mark of the End, 1 into Twin Cataclysms. This allows you to use it twice, and as you can see through my Shade of Oribus fight, it is very important. When you come up and put 4 into Implements of Destruction, 5 into Obliteration, 2 into Prophet's Onslaught, and 2 into Certain Eraser, because you want that extra 50% crit multiplier. Moving over to Void Cleave. Give you a second to screenshot it. And while you're doing that, I've switched this skill from a damage dealer to really a buff to your skills and a debuff to the enemies, and I will explain. You want 1 into Dark Pathway, 4 into Armor, 1 into charge, 5 into fraying strikes, 1 into resonating cleave. This allows you to cast Abyssal Echoes whenever you use Void Cleave. You then want to come down and put 2 into the Depths, 1 into Precog, 1 into Riftmaker, 3 into Champion of the Void, and 1 into Obliterator. You got to come all the way down and spend all these points to get this, but again, after you use Void Cleave, it is a guaranteed crit on your Erasing Strike, which is just huge. Without this node, which my face is covering, this build would not be possible, okay? Now, what else does Void Cleave do, right? When you look at this, it gives you a guaranteed crit on your Erasing Strike. It allows you to use Abyssal Echoes every single time. It is going to put 5 stacks of Void Shred on. It's going to give 4 stacks of Armor Shred as well, on top of the regular damage that it does. Oh, and it's going to give you critical vulnerability stacks. So a critical vulnerability stack, a Void Res stack, Shred stack, Armor Shred stack, and Erasing Strike, and Abyssal Echoes. It really does a lot for the build, and it's technically a movement skill if you get trapped in a corner or something. Moving over to Abyssal Echoes. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, you want to go down first. 2 into Crippling Waves, 4 into Void Supremacy. This allows your Void Cleave and your Erasing Strike to do 80% more damage. 5 into Deep Expanse, because you want it to have as big an area as possible. 1 into Vorpal. This does nothing for you, but you need it to get to your Armor Shred. 5 into Rippling. 3 into Rides of Rust. So again, now you're going to be applying more Armor Shred stacks with a better effect. You're going to put slow stacks on, and your Void Cleave and Erasing Strike are going to do more damage. And you never have to click it. It is auto through Void Cleave. Last but not least, Sigils of Hope. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Last but not least, and moving on, you want 2 into Iron Sigils, 4 into Enduring Hope, 1 into Tetragram, 5 into Empowering Sigils, 1 into Last Wish, 3 into Cree of the Flame, 1 into Sigils of Despair. This allows your sigils to do void. Then you come over here, 2 into Words of the Alacrity, and 1 into Exigency, however you say it. That is Sigils of Hope. Again, this is new, which again gives us instant cast, so it's really easy to keep them up, and when your mana goes down, Rive is going to bring it back up. Those are the skills. Moving over to passives, and right now my Void Knight is level 86. Starting to climb a little bit, getting into those higher levels. Starting with the base class, we have 20 points put in. You want 2 into Overwhelm, 8 into Juggernaut, 5 into Armor Clad. This allows you to have 10% less damage taken by nearby enemies, just for survivability, and 5 into Time and Faith. This gives you health and mana whenever you use Rive, and you'll be using it all the time. You want nothing in Forge Guard. You want 15 in Paladin because you need to get Sigils. So you put 8 into Conviction, 2 into Valor, and 5 into Blinding Light. Moving over to Void Knight, your actual mastery. And we have 63 points in here right now, and I need more. You want 6 into Temporal Corruption, 8 into Void Blades, 6 into World Eater, 10 into Sorrow of Steel, 1 point into Void Corruption. This point is huge because every point you put into Void Knight is a point or a percent of critical strike multiplier. So since we have 63 points in Void Knight, this 1 point gives us 63% crit strike multiplier. Very, very cool. Right now, this is what I'm leveling up. Doom Knight to give us more strength and more health. So if you're looking for somewhere to put your extra points, put them there. 12 into Woe, 4 into Singular Purpose, and 15 into Dread. This gives us 15% movement speed and 120% void damage. You can see that I actually run pretty fast. Pretty quick. 54% to run walk just native, and then obviously we will be able to use lunge as well. Those are the passives. Moving over to everybody's favorite gear, starting with idols. Now looking at the idols, what you really want is melee void damage. You'll see melee void damage, and then for the big ones, melee void damage. This one rolled with also almost a perfect Rive critical strike multiplier. And right here, this one rolled with 6 to Vitality. So I would take Vitality plus melee void or Rive critical strike multiplier with melee void. Okay. Here, I just took health. There's not really much you can put in this idle slot. Again, I took health. And then here, some void damage with Vitality. All right. Those are the idols. Now, when you're looking at gear, this is another build where nothing is required. Technically, you could dual wield it if you wanted to. You can run a one-handed weapon with a shield if you're dealing with survivability. I like having a big damage dealer with a two-handed sword. Now, I'm going to go through each item individually, starting with helmet, strength and melee damage if you're wielding a sword, amulet, critical strike multiplier, armor, melee damage while wielding a sword and strength, critical strike multiplier. This one is almost top roll tier 6. And obviously this is the void sword. It gives melee void damage plus void penetration. Ring, strength and vitality. Belt, health. You can run this physical or void. It'd be better if it was void. This one just rolled as physical. Ring, strength and void. Relic, this is the void relic. And again, critical strike multiplier and strength. Boots, movement, strength, life, and gloves. Melee attack, resistances. That's why I have it on here. I actually got a couple of gloves that I switch in and out. You can go this way if you need endurance or melee attack speed, or you can throw in leech if you need leech, and this one gives me more life as well. So I've actually got different gloves for different occasions. You can run it as you see fit. That is the gear. Moving over to the character sheet. Now, right now, again, my character is level 86. You saw the movement speed is 54%. Strength is at 71 points. Vitality is at 21. Fire is maxed. Physical's maxed. Poison's maxed. Necrotic's maxed. Void's getting there. And I need some lightning and cold. I just recently switched on a couple items, which gave us a lot of damage. But unfortunately, I did take a hit in our resistances. Armor is good. We're sitting at a solid 50%. Right now, my crit strike multiplier is 473%. We are almost at 500% crit multiplier. When you go over to defenses, endurance is solid at 52 with endurance threshold at 408, and crit strike multiplier is 74. So again, if you're dealing with survival, or if you can't survive with this build, you can pull back your damage, obviously knock out endurance, get a little more crit avoidance, finish resistances, and you could throw on a shield. Okay, you'll take a big hit in damage, but it will gain a lot in survivability. Right now, this is set up for how much damage can we do. All right, and now let's move over to the training dummy and see what kind of numbers we can generate. All right, so this is just Rive. Just Rive, you're talking 55,000, 68,000. Free skill. Kills all trash. All right, I should probably keep my sigils up. All right, 67, pretty good. Now let's see what we can do with some Void Cleave Erasing Strike. 444,000. See that? All right, let's see if we can get closer to 500. 326. And again, that's AoE. That's all enemies around you. Get it boosted up. Come on, you got this. Let's get over 450,000. 413. Ooh, that Rive was 90. 378. Come on. It'll happen. Ooh, that Rive was 95,000. 288 with... I mean, technically that was 500,000 because it echoed. All right, we'll give it one more go. All right, ready? 462. That a boy. Ooh, that time it missed. That a boy.
I cannot do that.
It's fun. Boom! Right at the end. 537,000 damage on Void Cleave Erasing Strike combo. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new and improved Void Knight Void Cleave Erasing Strike build? Is there something I missed to push this to the next level? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure you've heard by now that I've officially started a Twitch, streaming on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, having so much fun with the ARPG community. I apologize I wasn't able to stream this build. I had some late nights, I had the kids. Unfortunately, I just played this one on my own, but as you could see, we made some huge upgrades. First link in the description if you'd like to go there and support me on Twitch. Always a good time, and we're always doing giveaways with a lot of stuff planned in the future. If you haven't had a chance to join the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're now over 1,300 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is also in the description. And last but not least, now over 20 builds for 084 are available in the description, viable with advanced loot filters and build planners. So if you're not looking Void Knight, maybe there's something down there that will tickle your fancy. That's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.